Next about future continuous tense. We say this future continuous is nothing but present continuous means what is going on at present now. Past continuous means what is going on yesterday or in the past at a particular time. So what will be going on tomorrow or in the future at a particular time. ఫ్యూచర్లో ఒక పర్టికులర్ టైంలో జరుగుతూ ఉండే యాక్షన్ని ఫ్యూచర్ కంటిన్యూస్ టెన్స్ అంటారు. ఓకేనండి. పాస్ట్లో ఒక పర్టికులర్ టైంలో జరుగుతూ ఉంటే దాన్ని పాస్ట్ కంటిన్యూస్ టెన్స్ అన్నారు. ఫ్యూచర్లో ఒక పర్టికులర్ టైంలో జరుగుతూ ఉంటే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ రేపు ఇదే టైంకి ఏం జరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది, నెక్స్ట్ వీక్ ఇదే టైంకి ఏం జరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది, నెక్స్ట్ మంత్ ఇదే టైంకి ఏం జరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. ఈ యాక్షన్స్ని మనం ఫ్యూచర్ కంటిన్యూస్ టెన్స్లో తీసుకుంటాం. వీ కన్సిడర్ ఫ్యూచర్ కంటిన్యూస్ టెన్స్. ఓకే, సే ఫ్యూచర్ నథింగ్ బట్ టుమారో, నెక్స్ట్, ద ఫాలోయింగ్ ఇయర్, ఫాలోయింగ్ డే, ఫాలోయింగ్ మంత్, వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ మేబీ. కంటిన్యూస్ మీన్స్ వీ నో దట్ నథింగ్ బట్ గోయింగ్ ఆన్, అంటే ఫ్యూచర్లో ఒక పర్టికులర్ టైంలో జరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. రైట్. సో నౌ what is the structure we have to use in future continuous tense? Let us see this. Subject plus will or shall, will or shall plus be plus verb in form, verb in form plus object. You say this, subject plus will or shall plus be plus verb in form, nothing but a V4 form of the verb plus object. We discussed that I and we always takes a shall in all the future tenses. In all the future tenses, it takes only shall. Rest, what you call rest of the subjects are remaining subjects, all like you, he, third persons like he, she, it and they, all these things, singular noun and plural, they all take a will. Here commonly we have to use be plus V4 plus object. Be plus V4 plus object. So these are the things that we have to take here. I and we after shall, the remaining rest of the subjects takes will, be plus V4 plus object. Be plus V4 plus object. Understand? Here future tense, future continuous tense takes be followed by V4. Be followed by V4. Okay, this is about the structure of future continuous tense. But how can you identify the tense? What are the keywords will be there here? What are the keywords will be found in this tense? Let us see this. Say this. The main form of the verb here we use will or shall, will or shall plus be plus V4. This is the form of the verb must be used in future continuous tense. Next, adverb of time are keywords. We say this, keywords in the future continuous tense: tomorrow, next month, soon. Simple future indicators will be repeated. Will be repeated. We say this, most probably they won't be asked in the future continuous tense. If they have asked, definitely either simple future tense will be given or future continuous tense will be given in the MCQs, multiple choice. Okay, because both are given in the sense both must be right answers. That's why may not be given like that. Next, another important thing in this tense, we should remember that. What's that? By the time plus V1. By the time plus V1. We should remember this thing in future continuous definitely, because main question will be there on this. ఎక్కువ శాతం క్వశ్చన్ దీని మీద ఉండొచ్చు. ఓకే, బై ద టైమ్ ప్లస్ v1. For example, I'll give you an example. You can easily understand that. By the time I go home, so here you can find by the time plus v1 here. By the time plus v1. By the time I go home, you can find that my children dash sleep in the bracket. You see this? By the time I go home, my children dash. Here you can find that will be sleeping. Okay, we should remember this very happily, because by the time followed by v1 in the sense, we should definitely write only future continuous tense. Only future continuous tense must be written. By the time I go home, my children will be sleeping. Understand? Next, some more keywords are there. I'll give you that. Next day or tomorrow. Next day or next month. We have seen that. Or next year. Along with that, at this time is there. At this time. Next day at this time. Next week at this time. Tomorrow. Okay, I shall repeat this. Just go through that. Tomorrow, next month, soon. Sometimes these will be repeated. And another case is by the time plus v1. By the time plus v1. If you find this thing, definitely future continuous tense only. v1 అని ఎందుకన్నానంటే by the time plus v2 ఉంటే టెన్స్ మారుతుంది, గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. by the time plus v2 ఉంటే మనం had plus v3 రాయాలి అక్కడ బ్లాంక్లో. కానీ ఇక్కడ ఏముంది? by the time plus v1 ఉంది, ఏం రాయాలి? ఫ్యూచర్ కంటిన్యూస్ టెన్స్ తీసుకోవాలి. అండర్స్టాండ్? అర్థమవుతుందండి? జాగ్రత్తగా నోట్ చేసుకోండి. నెక్స్ట్ డే, tomorrow, next month, next year, along with that, at this time. If you are able to find this, we have to write that sentence in the future continuous tense. Let us see some of the examples on these things. Okay? So then, tomorrow at this time, we dash sit in the bracket in the beach. You see this? Tomorrow at this time, we dash in the beach. Sit in the beach. So how can we write it? Tomorrow at this time. అంటే రేపు ఇదే సమయంలో అంటున్నాను నేను. అంటే రేపు ఇదే సమయంలో ఒక యాక్షన్ జరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది అనే సెన్స్లో దీన్ని తీసుకోవాలి మనం. కాబట్టి we shall be sitting in the beach, or we shall be sitting in the park. So like this, we can consider these things into future continuous tenses. Okay, so I shall repeat once again. Just remember this sentence. Future continuous tense structure is subject plus will or shall plus be plus v4 plus object. For that, definition: the action which will be going on in a particular time in the future. Maybe tomorrow at this time, maybe next month at this time, maybe by the time I go there, by the time I reach there, by the time I complete that. So like that, we can see that indicators. Okay, along with future indicators, simple future indicators, we can find at this time along with that. Understand? So these are the elements will be there. Okay, So try to understand these things along with by the time plus V1. So I hope you are all happily enjoying my classes and understanding this. I am telling you and I am assuring you that they will be definitely useful for you for every competitive examination.